Hi, I'm Swarupa Sail, course instructor for Geotechnical Engineering. In this presentation, we will learn about index properties of soil. Properties of soil are broadly classified into index properties and also engineering properties. Index properties are the properties of the soil which help in identification and also classification of soils. These properties are usually determined in laboratory. And again, index properties are divided into two general types. First one is soil grain properties and second one is soil aggregate properties. These soil grain properties, they depend on individual grains of soil mass and are independent of the manner of soil formation. Hence, they can be determined using disturbed samples of soil. Whereas soil aggregate properties depend on soil history, mode of formation and soil structure. As engineering structures are constructed on undisturbed deposits of soils, soil aggregate properties are of great engineering importance. Soil grain properties are, first one is grain size distribution and second one is grain shape. Whereas soil aggregate properties are unconfined compressive strength, consistency, Atterberg's limits. Second one is sensitivity, thixotropy, relative density and soil activity. Index properties include indices which help in finding the engineering behavior like strength of the soil, its load bearing capacity, swelling and shrinkage and finally settlement. So properties of soil are broadly classified as index properties and also engineering properties. There are various index properties like for example specific gravity, water content, particle size distribution, in situ density, consistency limits and relative density. Whereas engineering properties are permeability, shear strength and compressibility. The nature of some properties differs for coarse and also fine grained soils. For coarse grained soils, that is non-cohesive soil, index properties are particle size distribution, particle shape, relative density, consistency, clay and clay mineral content. Whereas for fine grained soils which are cohesive soils, the index properties are consistency, clay and clay minerals content, water content and Atterberg's limit. So now we will study all the index properties one by one and how to determine each of these properties. First index property is specific gravity, which is denoted by letter G, and it is defined as the ratio of the density of a given volume of solids to the density of an equal volume of water at 4 degrees centigrade. And we need to remember that specific gravity of soil solids refers only to the solid phase out of the three-phase soil system. We know that the soil mass is composed of three phases, that is first one solid, then water and air. And for specific gravity, we take into consideration only the solid phase. We do not consider water and air, which will be usually present in the void space. So specific gravity is the ratio of density of solids. S stands for solids. So it is ratio of density of solids to density of water. W represents water. The mass density of water can be taken as 1000 kg per meter cube or 1 gram per milliliter or 1 milligram per meter cube. Specific gravity of solids is usually required for finding out various soil properties like Voigt's ratio, E, degree of saturation S, unit weight of solids gamma and fine soil particle size. Laboratory methods for determination of G are: first one is pycnometer bottle method, density bottle method, measuring flask method, gas jar method and shrinkage limit method. Now we will find out how to determine the value of G. Usually the density bottle method is most accurate method and is suitable for almost all the types of soils, whereas pycnometer bottle method and measuring flask method are used only for coarse grained soils. First method of determination of G is pycnometer bottle method, and it is conducted as per IS 2720 part 3 1980. Here in this figure we can see the pycnometer bottle. We need to dry the pycnometer and measure its weight, and it is denoted by W1. We need to take out about 200 gram to 300 gram of oven dried soil sample, which passes through 4.75 mm sieve, and it has to be placed into the pycnometer. Now the weight will be W2, which is the weight of the pycnometer plus the soil sample. Now add water to cover the soil and shake the pycnometer to remove the entrapped air, and this process has to be done for 10 to 20 minutes. After all the air has been removed out, fill the pycnometer with water and measure its weight. So that weight will be W3. Now clean the pycnometer by washing it thoroughly, and later fill the cleaned pycnometer completely with water up to its top. Now measure its weight, and that weight will be noted down as W4. The same procedure can be seen with the help of this diagram over here. To begin with, we measure the empty weight of the pycnometer, and it is noted as W1. Later, dry soil is placed in the pycnometer, which will be noted down as W2. Later on, water will be added into the pycnometer, so the weight will be W3, which is the sum of weight of pycnometer, dry soil and water. After this, water and soil is removed out of the pycnometer, and only water is placed into the pycnometer, and its final weight is noted down as W4. So by knowing all these four weights, we will be able to find G using equation specific gravity G equal to W2 minus W1 whole divided by W2 minus W1 minus W3 minus W4. Second is density bottle method. So here we can see the density bottle. To begin with, we need to clean and dry the bottle and measure its empty weight. So empty weight will be W1. Later we need to take about 10 to 20 gram of oven dry soil sample, which is then cooled in a desiccator. This sample has to be placed in the density bottle and measure its weight. So the final weight will be W2. Later on, pour about 10 ml of distilled water into the bottle and allow the soil to soak completely, and this has to be left for about 2 hours. Later on, fill the bottle completely with distilled water and put the stopper. Now find out the weight of the bottle and the soil sample. Now the weight will be W3. Later on, empty the bottle and clean it and fill only water, that is distilled water, and measure its weight. So final weight will be W4. Repeat this process for 2 to 3 times in order to find out the average value. And finally we will be able to find out specific gravity using the same equation which we have used to find specific gravity using pycnometer. Thank you.